It's your boy Ty back here with another video, and in this video today, guys, we're going to be going over and ranking our top 100 cards in NBA 2K24 MyTEAM. Now, a lot of my videos, even the top 10 list, I don't include gambling cards. I don't think it's right when I've only got limited spots. But top 100 is a little bit different because top 100, that's a lot of cards without including a lot of that top tier talent. So I decided in this video I'd rank the dark matters, and you know, I left some of them off. Like as I'm looking at this, like there are going to be some that just aren't on this list because I overlook them very, very easily. Now, as I go through this, I'll try to kind of plug him in as I, again, go through this thing. But it's not a perfect list because, again, some of these cards are simply put going to be left off the list. So that's just to note as we do dive into this thing. Again, I tried to include the dark matters, but there's a lot of them. So if I overlooked any of them and they're not included on this, well, I'm not even going to sit here and say I'm sorry because I'm not. Let's start it off at number 100. Galaxy Opal Marc Gasol. Now, I'll give credit to 2K, some credit where it's due, okay? Marc Gasol, for what he was solid. You know what? A free locker code that we got in Season 6 to help our squads out. Like, I'm not going to sit here and complain too much about it. Marc Gasol's release is a little iffy to me. I'm pretty 50 with the card. But I think overall, guys, and you look at, you know, some solid centers, Marc Gasol is solid. You know what? He can compete on the interior, can knock down shots in the catch-shoot situation. His leaner is, I'm not going to sit here and gas his leaner, but it's the normal leaner that I've actually had a decent amount of success with throughout my time using Marc Gasol. I think for at number 100, he is a really solid card. Let's stick with the locker code trend heading into number 99. We're plugging in Nikola Jokic. Now, for Mr. Jokic, I'm sorry. You're going to get second rounded by the Minnesota Timberwolves. Wolves in 6. I don't care how the last 2 games have went. By the time you guys are seeing this, hopefully the Wolves haven't gotten flooded in Game 5. But I like Jokic. You know, 6'11", 7'3" wingspan, solid 3-ball, decent speed. I just think his defense is a little bit of a letdown for what I personally like out of cards, but Jokic can definitely play and compete on the court. At my number 98, we're plugging in Lauri Markkanen. Season reward here. Now, for what he was, he's fine. You know what? 5,000 points in unlimited. He is absolutely A-okay for that. Or 50 wins in triple threat online. 100 wins in triple threat offline. You get a really solid Lauri Markkanen. Now, do feel like if you give him a shoe and, you know, give him maybe some extra Hall of Famers, he could still play to this day. Again, normal leaner's okay. A Lauri on very quick is A-okay. At my number 97, we're going to plug in Galaxy Opal DeMarcus Cousins. 92 3-ball, 90 speed. And again, defensively just a little bit, I don't even want to say a liability, but not exactly as great as I maybe want him to be. Now, I got DeMarcus Cousins. I think it was at the level 37 wheel spin. And that's another thing, like, that I'm having trouble with this year is what's gambling, what's not gambling. Like, I got DeMarcus Cousins for free. Some people could get him out of the exchange packs. So it's just so hard to really talk about specific cards. But DeMarcus Cousins, I think, is really solid. To me, just a better, like, a Jokic type card. At my number 96, Terry D. I think this card stinks. There's going to be a lot of people I'm already knowing in my comments that are mad that Terry's not higher. I do not like this card. I do not like him. Every time I play against him, I kind of am licking my lips. I mean, like, let's be honest. This card is not very good in my team. Only 6'7". The mellow upper ruins the Rudy base on this card. I just don't see it with Terry. I don't. I've tried using this card. I don't like him. And again, anytime I play against the card, I'm like, thank goodness. This card stinks. At my number 95, we're plugging in Galaxy Opal Miles Turner. Another one of those big men that I do think can play and compete at a high level. Now, he came out in the All-Star set. Most people probably didn't get Miles Turner. But if you did end up with this card, he can absolutely still play. 6'11", 7'4" wingspan. Solid release. Problem with Miles, basic leaner, and the pro dribble style just isn't great. But definitely, Miles Turner can still play and compete. Coming in at my number 95. At my number 94, we're plugging in Galaxy Opal Austin Reeves. Now, quiz question. Answer this before I get to my number 93 here. Who always comes with Austin Reeves on my tier list? We'll talk about it here in a second, but I think Austin Reeves is fantastic. 6'5", 6'6" wingspan, hot spots from everywhere, 96 3-ball, 92 speed, 93 lateral quickness. I still think, to this day, that Austin Reeves is one of the best offensive players in the entire game. Say what you want about it, I think he is that good in my team. Coming in at my number 93, James Harden. It doesn't matter. I didn't include separate ones for James Harden. I think both these cards would come in at 93 for me. I slightly prefer James Harden to Austin Reeves, and I think a lot of the reason I do is just because I think Harden is slightly better on that defensive end of the court. I do think both cards are about the same type of level of players. Both cards definitely deserving of your respect. I just wish both of them were slightly better on that defensive end of the court. At my number 92, it pains me, Anthony Edwards. But, hey man, you're sending Jokic home here soon, so I gotta put some respect on the man's name. Talk about what he's doing in real life. He's going absolutely nuts. 6'4", 6'9", wingspan, hot spots from everywhere. 96 3-ball, 98 speed. Solid interior perimeter, good standing dunk, driving dunk. Just nothing really bad to say about Ant-Man in 2K. The problem is only 6'4". His release isn't great. Normal leaner. I wish he had Pro 2. Wish he had a better release. Maybe Patty, but they don't hand that out right now. And it is what it is. At my number 91, we're plugging in Galaxy Opal Gary Payton. 6'4", 6'7", wingspan, hot spots from everywhere. To me, one of the more complete point guards stat-wise in the entire game. Like, you look at his stats, tell me who's doing a lot more than Gary Payton. Your answer is not many people. Gary Payton based on very quick is fine. TyDeBo, dribble style, normal leaner. I don't love his release though. Like, even though I say it's fine, it still holds him back. And I would be lying to say it doesn't. Like, his release definitely holds the card back slightly. Still think he does enough to be at my number 91. At my number 90, plugging in Big Galaxy Opal Domantas Sabonis, 7'1", 7'3" wingspan. Now, when this card came out, community was pretty hyped because he was our first player market big that could play and compete at a really high level. At this stage, he's lost some of that value because since then we've gotten, better options. Like, let's talk about salary cap. Who is the reward in salary cap? I don't want to ruin this and talk about a guy that's going to be there, but we got a really good salary cap reward. We've seen some other really solid cards. So it's tough for me to be any higher on Sabonis at this stage, but still do have some respect for the card. At my number 89, we're plugging in Galaxy Opal Peja Stojakovic, 6'10", 6'11", wingspan, hot spots from everywhere. 98 3-ball, 92 speed, a solid interior perimeter. I will go out on a limb and say this. I think Peja is one of the more underrated cards that we got this season. I do, because I feel like nobody's really talking about this card, and when he came out, I really didn't talk a ton about the card, and I feel like I should have, because he's an absolute sharpshooter that plays decent defense at 6'10". I feel like that's rare. That's rare to find guys that can do it on both ends, and even a guy that's going to be higher on this list. I'll just throw out his name, Kyle Korver. He's going to be higher on this list. He doesn't even do as much defensively as Peja does, and man, look at his defensive badge, absolutely elite. Evan Fournier based on very quick's fine. I wish he had the Pro 2 leaner. That's the one thing about Peja I maybe do wish he did a little better. But even movement-wise, I know he's got MJ dribble style. Everybody now has a Kyrie dribble style. You guys might say that holds him back a little bit. I still think Peja is A-okay in my team, coming in at my number 89. At my number 88, triple threat co-op reward, D'Angelo Russell. I don't have this card. I never will have this card. I do not grind triple threat co-op. If you got him, awesome for you. 6'4", 6'9" wingspan. You know his release is going to be good. Pro 2 leaner. To me, the big concern with I wouldn't even say it a concern. The big holdback, the big pushback with D'Angelo Russell is, what is that defense going to be like, right? He's only 6'4". His defensive stats look very mediocre. That's the big question with D'Angelo Russell. When you're trying to hype him up beyond belief, it's tough for me to believe in the D-Lo hype. At my number 87, we're plugging in Arvydas Sabonis. Now, Arvydas compared to Domantas, both cards are going to be really solid. For Arvydas, he is 7'3" with a 7'6" wingspan. Do you guys need me to repeat that? 7'3" with a 7'6" wingspan. The card is absolutely massive. Only a 75 speed, 95 3-ball is really solid. To me, the thing that holds Arvydas back is the Kyle Anderson upper, man. Talk about Kyle Anderson. I love Kyle Anderson. Slow-mo was great during the regular season, but I feel like he's kind of tough to play in this whole Nuggets series that's going on right now. But I do think Arvydas can stretch the court well, has half range. Defensively, do wish he was just that slightly better. Coming in at my number 86, Galaxy Opal Lonzo Ball. And you guys might be like, what, Ty? Lonzo at 86? Here's the deal. I know some people probably got Lonzo when he was in the pack market, and I'm here to tell you, if that was you, and you're like, man, Ty, now I've got a Lonzo Ball that don't even play. Lonzo Ball still can play. Am I saying that you should play him over some of your top point guards? No. But I'm saying he still can play 6'6", 6'7" wingspan. Defensively, an absolute menace. offensively can knock down that occasional shot and be that secondary ball handler. If you want a guy to slander Lonzo Ball, it's not going to be me. I think he is really, really solid in my team. I'm at number 85, a card I hated on when I did a gameplay of, and I still don't know about, Galaxy Opal Sean Livingston. On second thought, guys, I think I just tried doing too much with Sean Livingston. Like, when I'm looking at this card, obviously after doing the gameplay, realizing offensively as a primary ball handler, he wasn't great. Here's what I realized. Release-wise, he's good. He's 6'7", and defensively, he has some really good badges. I think the way you have to use Sean Livingston is as a great defense player, similar to like a guy like Amen Thompson. I tried using him, tried to create with him, and I just did not have too much success. I don't think he's great, but I do respect him enough to put him at number 85. At my number 84, we're plugging in John Havlicek, last season's salary cap reward, who I personally did not get. Now, I think Hondo, when he first came out, got a lot more hype than I think he probably should have. But he's really solid. I think the thing that holds him back is he's only 6'5". Release-wise, solid. Leaner-wise, solid. Kyrie dribble style. I mean, Hondo is good. The problem is we just have a lot of great shooting guards in my team, and I don't think he is in that great tier type level. Coming in at my number 83, we're plugging in Galaxy Opal Alonzo Mourning, 6'10", 7'6" wingspan, hot spots from both corners, 86 3-ball, 95 speed, and defensively so good, man. That's the one thing about Alonzo Mourning. A lot of people are going to be mad. Ty, he doesn't play great. He doesn't play great offense. You know what? His release is slow. All these things. I get it, man. I'll be the first to tell you. This Alonzo Mourning release, not good. I'll be the first one to tell you. But look at what else he can do. He can move a little bit, normal leaner. Obviously, defensively off the charts, good. I think Alonzo's solid. So if you got him, try him out. At my number 82, we're plugging in a free Derek White card. Did come out from the NBA playoffs. Free grind here. And I didn't do a gameplay or anything with Derek White because I already know what the card's going to get into. You know, defensively going to be really, really solid. Offensively, 94 3-ball with such a smooth release. Kyrie dribble style as well. Again, if you grind in the NBA playoffs, grind. Try Derek White out, see if you like him. I personally like some other point guards a little bit more than D White. But again, if you got him, try him out. He is one of the better cards that did come out in that NBA playoff set. And I do believe the best point guard in that set. Yes, that includes Dark Matter Tyrese Halliburton. At my number 81, we're plugging in Galaxy Opal Klay Thompson. I know some people might not like where I have Klay, but I swear every time I play Klay Thompson, he cooks me, man. Some people probably would have Klay lower, but again, every time I play this card, I get absolutely cooked. So I gotta somewhat respect that part of it. Do I think Klay's perfect by any means? No. I mean, at all. Pro leaner instead of the Pro 2 leaner definitely could be improved there. Steph dribble style at this stage isn't great, but I do think I get cooked by Klay Thompson just a little too much for me to have him any lower. Cracking my top 80, we're plugging in Dark Matter Gilbert Arenas. Now, I don't know if this has anything to do with this tier list or not, but Gilbert Arenas' podcast gotta go, man. Get the podcast out. He says some crazy things on his podcast, talking about Rudy Gobert shouldn't be there for this baby, man. Like, that's lame, bro. I had like an issue when they said Gobert out personal. I'm like, what is going on? Like you know, it is the NBA playoffs. I get that part of it, but to see your kid born, man, like, I mean, at the end of the day, basketball is just basketball. Yeah, I'm about as big of a Timberwolves fan as there is. The Timberwolves lose, you know, in 6 games to the Nuggets, you know, 4 in a row. Guess what? I'm like, God's still gonna hopefully bless me with another day. So I don't know. That's not to even do with this, but KSB base on very quick, normal leaner, MJ dribble style. So I mean, Gilbert's fine. I just personally have never really liked the card, probably as much as I should have. At my number 75, we're plugging in Big Galaxy Opal Moses Malone, 6'10", 7'2" wingspan. I'm still mad I never got this card. I should have got him, should have finished the grind last season. Something I'm still irritated about, but I don't think his longevity is going to be as long as Glenn's, so I guess in that context, it's okay, but really mad I missed out on him because for his time, he was so good. At my number 78, Galaxy Opal Chet Holmgren. Here's the deal with Chet. I actually got this card. Did y'all see the Thunders win last night? That was kind of crazy. I actually got Chet. I just feel like at this stage, he does not play for me anymore. Now, that's because I've got some really good power forwards on my own team. Chet is really solid, knocks down shots. I liked his release. Honestly, don't mind the Pro 3 leaner as well. But a lot of people aren't necessarily the biggest fan of it. For me, I actually had a decent amount of success with the Chet Pro 3 leaner. So I like Chet. I think 78 is the perfect spot. It's sad because this card's higher, and I don't know how I feel about it. Galaxy Opal Dwight. This is one, and I know I'm gonna get cooked in the comments. This is one, if Chet was free, Chet would be way higher. It's just the realistic part of it. Like, most people don't have Chet, so I'm, gonna be lower on him. And another part of this is, guys, like, realistically, Chet's probably a top 50 player in the game. Like, realistically. But again, Dwight's free. Dwight defensively is going to be way better than Chet, though. So I don't want to act like Dwight's bad. Dwight defensively is going to be way better than Chet. If you can find a way to green the shot, Dwight is really good. I just still think Chet's better. That's like the whole thing here. But I don't care. Chet's fine. Gambling. Dwight's not. I'll throw Dwight a little bit higher. At my number 76, we're plugging in Dark Matter Russell Westbrook. When I did a gameplay of this card, I was super high on him. Then I added some time to gather my thoughts a little bit, and I still do like Russell Westbrook. If you're talking about small point guards, Steph's not going to be on this list. Ja's not going to be on this list. But I don't think I can put Russell Westbrook up there with, like, the other tall, long, lengthy point guards of the world. I do like his defense. Offensively, I think he's very solid. I just don't think he does quite enough to be any higher on him. And again, it's coming from me. I like Russell Westbrook, but he is just still a little bit undersized. At my number 75, Dark Matter LaMelo Ball. I mean, here's the perfect example, and I wanted to put them right by each other because I like Russell Westbrook so much. But if you're asking me today, both who would I rather take into a really competitive game? It's probably LaMelo Ball. Just because of his height. He's a little bit taller. I know his player model's not as good, but he is that little bit taller. I do think he's going to get you more stops. It really is that simple, that easy. At my number 74, we're plugging in Dark Matter Carmelo Anthony. I've never used this card. Played against him a couple of times. Look, I don't think LaMelo is like game-breaking good, but he is a solid enough card that if you got him, you absolutely can run him and have some success. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on him. I think the card is A-okay. At my number 73, Galaxy Opal Allen Houston. This is another one of those free card bias type things, but I don't care. Allen Houston's got the Pro 2 leaner. He's got such an easy release to time, easy to green. What is bad about Allen Houston? Maybe you'd like to see a little more defense, and if that's your kind of perspective on it, I get it, and honestly, I agree. But I think from top to bottom, Allen Houston is really solid and deserves your guys' respect in my team. At my number 72, Galaxy Opal Kyle Korver. And this is where things get interesting. Like, is Kyle Korver better than Allen Houston? I think it's close. I will say this. The one thing Kyle Korver does not have is the Pro 2 leaner. That hurts his value a little bit. Obviously, I'm high on Kyle Korver because I think he's the MyTEAM mobile GOAT. But again, when it comes down to it, how high can I be on a card who's defensively not that great and does not have the Pro 2 leaner? At my number 71, we're plugging in Galaxy Opal Shane Battier. Just kind of a 3-and-D guy. If you got him, play him. You know what? It really is that simple. He's going to be a perfect 3-and-D guy. Just not quite as good as some of the other 3-and-D guys we have at this stage of my team, but still really solid for what he is. Card that, if I had Shane Battier, I would have hyped him up a lot. It really is that simple because he fits what I want. Defense, ability to knock down shots. I do like what he provides. At my number 70, we're plugging in this Galaxy Opal LeBron James, the free domination grind Bron. Look, I'm not gonna sit up here in front of you guys and act like Bron is perfect, because he's not. Release on normal, but he's still LeBron James. And 2K does something with LeBron cards, whether it's his player build, whether it's his movement, they do something. So he's way better than he should be. I don't know. I don't have the answer to it, but that's just my truth. LeBron James coming in here at my number 70. Cracking our top 70 at my number 69 here. We're plugging in ISO Joe Johnson. I know a lot of you guys, if you did lock in the set, you got Joe Johnson. I'm here to tell you I don't like the card. I've played against him a couple of times, and I really am not high on the card. You know what? Defensively, he's fine. Wide player build, and that's honestly how I'd use Joe Johnson as a primary lockdown defender, because offensively he's mid. I don't love his release. Leaner's okay. Dribble style is okay. But like at this stage, we're in mid-May. Okay is not great. And Joe Johnson, you're not great in my team. At my number 68, we're plugging in Galaxy Opal Bam Adebayo. 94 3-ball, or 94 speed, 97 interior, solid perimeter, 87 3-ball. I don't have a problem with Bam. Here, the only problem I have is at this stage, he's just undersized. And again, I'm not hating on Bam. I'm not saying you can't run him. But at this stage, objectively, he's just undersized. I like his release. I think his movement's okay. Basic leaner, I would like to see that a little bit better. I like Bam, but he's only 6'9". And I think at that point, like, you're just losing some value. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're just losing some value because he is only 6'9". At my number 67, Galaxy Opal Dennis Rodman. I'm going to phrase it like this. I've used a lot of great defensive players in my team. The best on-ball defender that I've used this year is this man right here, Dennis Rodman. Say whatever you want about him. Whatever you want about the release. Whatever you want about the offense. And you know what? I'm probably going to agree with a lot of it. Defensively, he is the man with the plan. At my number 66, we're looking at Andrew Wiggins. 93 ball, 94 speed. A really solid defense. So he comes with the Pro 2 leaner release. I don't know. It's fine. It's fine. It's not a bad release. It's A-OK. Debug dribble style as well. Andrew Wiggins, just a solid shooting guard that you can trust in my team. At my number 65, Galaxy Opal Jrue Holiday. 94 3 ball, 95 speed. Good interior perimeter. Solid playmaking as well. When I look at Jrue Holiday, I see a point guard that can do everything I want a point guard to do. And let's say you got Glenn Rice or a shooting guard that can be a primary ball handler. Well, guess what? Jrue is a perfect option as a secondary ball handler, solid release, decent leaner, MJ dribble style. He can lock up the best players in the game. 6'5", wide player build, wide, great defensive badges, has everything he needs. I love Jrue Holiday. Maybe I've got the Jrue Holiday bias just in me, and if that's it, you guys can let me know that down below in the comments. But I will always hype up Jrue Holiday in my team. At my number 64, Dark Matter MJ. And I got this card, so I can give you guys like some realistic answers on what he provides. Look, his leaner is fine. The Pro 2 leaner, it's just his upper. The upper of Michael Jordan ruins everything. MJ dribble style. Defensively, he's great. But offensively, it's like, what is he doing for him? In the catch-shoot release, it's easy to time he's a green. But even that, it's on the slower side of things. At my number 63, I wish I could put this card higher. Galaxy Opal Artist. I like Artist a lot, but if we're including gambling cards, there's a limit to how good this card can be. Only a 66 3 ball, and that hurts his value. Coming from a guy, I love Artist. I have this card up to the moon. But when it comes down to it, are you consistently greening with Artist? If you are, you could have him in my top 50, and I'm not going to complain about it. For me, even in my gameplay, I greened every shot with him. Right now, I don't consistently green with Artist. So maybe it's a me problem, maybe it's a skill issue, but that's just my truth. At my number 62, Galaxy Opal Gerald Wallace. Another one of these perfect shooting guards. If you have a point guard that can be your primary ball handler, Gerald Wallace is perfect at the shooting guard position. He's gonna get you a lot of stops to be one of the best shooting guard defenders in the entire game. Meanwhile, has a good catch shoot release. Jalen Noel. My fellow Timberwolf, Jalen Noel, Kobe Leaner, MJ dribble style. Gerald Wallace, fantastic in my team. At my number 61, I wish he could be higher. Dark Matter Chris Bosh. I like Chris Bosh. I do. I think this card is good, but I think there's levels to it. Honestly, like I genuinely think there are levels to how good Chris Bosh truly can be. Again, I locked in the Stratosphere set. Of course, 2K gave me Chris Bosh, but this card's still fine. I think his release is somewhat slow, somewhat baited. I don't think it's tough to green or anything like that. I think defensively can be solid as well. It's just he's only 6'11", and there are just better power forwards in my team. At my number 60, Galaxy Opal Rudy. And I don't like the slander this card gets. Even in my On My Nobody Spent Squad series, somebody commented, Ty, Rudy's not very good. This card is fantastic. Forget all that. 6'8", wide player build, has a release you can green with. I do not like the Rudy slander. I like this card in my team. And if you want to slander him, it's not going to be in my chat. It's just not, because I like this card. And the fact that 2K gave us for absolutely free, I think it was like a 14-day lock code as well, I will hype the card up. At my number 59, Dark Matter Kevin McHale. I don't hate this card at all. Shangun on very quick, Pro 2 leaner, MJ dribble style. Again, I think there's a limit to how good you can be when you are 6'10" at the power forward position when other cards are going to be, 7 feet tall, 7'1". I think that's kind of the limit for Kevin McHale. I still like this card. Obviously, I'm going to get the card here in some time. I don't know when I'll get him, but sometime. I think this card's solid. If you're running him, he can absolutely play it, absolutely compete. At my number 58, Dark Matter, Nick Young, Swaggy P. To be honest with you guys, I've played against this card a limited amount of times. Haven't seen him a ton. I don't know. He's been fine, but kind of been mid. Like 97 3 ball, 92 speed. Look at the defense. Look at the defense. I think that's the problem with Nick Young. Offensively, he's fantastic. Defensively, even if you upgrade him, there's a limit to how great Swaggy P can be. At my number 57, a guy that's absolutely cooked me plenty of times, Galaxy Opal Danny Ferry. There's something about his release that is so cheesy. I don't like it, okay? It's too cheesy. I need to be able to contest shots. And Danny Ferries, I feel like I can't contest very well. This card is really, really solid. Not necessarily a primary bundler, but if you use him as just, that role player type of player, Danny Ferry, really, really, really good in my team. At my number 56, we're plugging in Dark Matter Anthony Davis, 6'10", 7'2" wingspan, hot spots from everywhere. 94 3-ball, comes with that 94 speed, solid interior perimeter. Problem with Anthony Davis is this, only 6'10". Release-wise, it's fine, not necessarily the quickest, but fine. Normal leaner, Kobe Drew, he does a lot of things fine, but he is only 6'10". Defensively, though, with that wide player model player build, you gotta put at least some respect on Anthony Davis in my team. At my number 55, Dark Matter Eddie Jones. I don't love his player model. I don't love his player build. But realistically speaking, he's really solid on the defensive end of the court and offensively can knock down some shots. So I do like Eddie Jones in my team. I just got him, and honestly, I'll probably never use the card. At my number 54, we're plugging in Dark Matter Joel Embiid, 95 3-ball, 92 speed, great interior perimeter. Joel Embiid's the type of card look, I don't love his release. I don't. I think his release is somewhat baited. But if you look at everything else he does on the court, you gotta respect what this card does. I'll never get Joel Embiid. I'll never be able to play with this card. But I do respect him more so because of his defense than anything else. At my number 3, Vince Carter. Another card that honestly, I've been cooked by. And I don't even like admitting that for my videos, honestly. I'd rather tell you guys this card stinks and I've never been cooked by him. I've been cooked by Vince Carter. A 97 3-ball, 98 speed. It's kind of a weird type of card because he doesn't play that great of defense, but he's still okay. Not a card I definitely probably run at this stage just because I've got some better shooting guards, including my number 1 on this list. But if you got Vince Carter, he absolutely can as play. At my number 52, Patrick Ewing. I told you guys when this card came out that he is good, and I'm holding true to that statement. Patrick Ewing is really good in my team. 7 feet tall. He doesn't get mashed. He gets boards. He knocks down shots in the catch-shoot situation. Patrick Ewing is good in my team. I said it when the card came out, holding true to that statement. If I had Patrick Ewing, I don't know if he'd play because I have a really good team, but he'd be close to getting some minutes. At my number 51, Dark Matter Tim Thomas. I don't know where to put this card. I have no idea. LaMelo base on very quick. Trey leaner, Kyrie dribble style. Comes down to this. Are you good with the Trey leaner or not? If you're really good with the Trey leaner, if you love using that, maybe you put Tim Thomas a little higher. I personally am not good with the leaner. I personally don't love the leaner. So for me, I'm not going to hype up this card too much. Cracking our top 50 here, guys. We're plugging in Dark Matter Bill Russell, another free card that you guys could have grinded for. And again, do I have free card bias? I'll be the first to admit, I probably do. But wouldn't you guys, in a game that's basically all money spent, a card you can get for free, I'm willing to hype up more than a card you have to sit there and gamble your money for. Bill Russell can play and compete at a high level. And for me, it all starts defensively. Basically perfect on that defensive end of the court. If he could have small forward eligibility, and I know I'm asking a lot, but if Bill Russell could have played small forward, I'd hype this card up to the moon and beyond. Because, 6'10 at the small forward position is way different than a 6'10 power forward at this stage of my team. Still, I think Bill Russell is really, really good in my team. At my number 49, Dark Matter Amari Stoudemire, 89 3-ball, 94 speed, solid interior perimeter, obviously solid standing dunk, driving dunk as well. Just overall plays, competes, does a lot of things at a really high level. Another one of these free cards that you guys can grind for, and I'll say it, a lot of these, mode rewards are, around top 50 players in the game. And do I hate that? No, I don't hate that, because even if you grinded the mode rewards, I'll take a moment to talk about it here, guys. You could have, Amari, you could have, like Mikhail, you could have a Gilbert, and then D'Lo, I'm telling you, even if you don't have that many great players and you grind the mode rewards, even if it's just the offline ones, you could build a really, really solid team in my team. I am really a big fan of Amari Stoudemire in my team. At my number 48 here, Opal SGA. Now, don't ask me, Ty, why would anybody run Opal SGA? I don't know. Don't ask me. Maybe your Opal SGA has like 95 Hall of Fame badges. I don't know, but I like Opal SGA. I think this card is really, really, really good in my team. Obviously, Dark Matter SGA is better, but this card is still good. Don't get it twisted. This card still can play and compete. At my number 47, Dark Matter DeMar DeRozan. I've actually never played against this card, I don't think, and I certainly don't have this card. So again, I'm sorry, Carlo, that I'm making videos about cards that I've not used, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. I can't afford all of these cards. DeMar DeRozan, really solid on both ends of the court, both sides of the ball in my team. At my number 46, Dark Matter Shawn Kemp. When this card first came out, I was like, you know what? He's mid, he's fine, he's mediocre. He has a decent catch-shoot release, plays really good defense. Perfect small forward to me in my team. Right there with Chris Webber. Chris Webber, Shawn Kemp, both of them. Perfect small forwards in my team. I do like Chris Webber a little better. I think he's slightly better on the defensive end of the court, but I mean, don't expect Chris Webber to give you much more offensively. He's fine. Catch-shoot situation, he's fine. But outside of that, offensively, he's pretty limited. Just being honest with you guys. At my number 44, Dark Matter Chris Middleton. I stink with the Trae Young fade. I stink with the Trae Young fade. I stink with it. No matter who it is, I stink with it. So, for me personally, it limits how high I can be on Middleton. I like Middleton. I don't mind his movement. I've used the card and I have a lot of success with him. But I cannot consistently green the Trae leaner. And with his release being on the slower side of things, you need to be able to green that leaner consistently if you want to use Chris Middleton in my team at, the highest level. Coming in at my 43, Galaxy Open Penny. I think he fits the meta of my team. He doesn't need to be your primary. Perfect secondary bundler that if you do apply a shoe to him, defensively is nearly perfect. Wide player build at 6'7", long player mode, I should say not wide, but long. I definitely respect Penny Hardaway in my team. I'm at number 42, Dark Matter Brandon Roy. Played against this card a couple of times. I'm impressed more with Brandon Roy's defense and about as much as anything else. Like, think of Brandon Roy, you're thinking, he's probably not great defensively. Brandon Roy is really solid on the end of the court. Offensively, obviously, has a good release. I don't have Brandon Roy, obviously, but I think the card is solid enough in my team. Opal Kobe coming in at my number 41. Maybe it's just the fact that I don't have this card that I really am high on him. But I'm really high on Kobe. I don't have him, so again, maybe that's part of the reason. But I think this card is really, really good, really fantastic. Obviously, shooting the ball, has Kobe based on very quick. Kobe dribble style, Kobe leaner. I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm in the wrong here, but I don't know. I think if I had Kobe, he would maybe play for me in my team. Coming in at my number 40, Andre Kirilenko. And I said it when AK was out. I'm like, you know what? Does he fit like that perfect small forward? Sure. I mean, he does. Realistically, defensively, he's so good. But, I mean, the Haywood Highsmith base at this point is just troll. It's just troll. It's not that quick, not that good. Norma leaner as well. Like, these cards are so good, but most of them aren't perfect. And that's the case for Andre Kirilenko. Defensively, he is so good. He is perfect defensively outside of what badge they didn't give him Hall of Fame box out beast. Other than that, perfect. It just comes down to offensively. I wish he was slightly better. At my number 39, Galaxy Up with Wilt Chamberlain. You guys might not like the fact that I got Wilt at number 39, but here's the deal. Some people got him for free, and on the other train of thought, defensively, he's still one of the best cards in the entire game. I mean, he's 7'1", has a wide player build. He's got 96 speed. He's got an easy release to green if you apply some of those shooting badges as well. I like Wilt in my team. I respect him. 7'1". Put some respect on Wilt Chamberlain's name in my team. Coming in at my number 39. At my number 38, Pro Pass Reward Paolo Banchero. No Paolo slander allowed. None. I really think this card gives you so much in my team. 6'10" at that small forward position. Good release, decent leaner, and you know what? He's a Pro Pass Reward. I'm going to hype him up. I don't care. Don't care that Amari's probably better than this card. I get that. But this card is so good. And I know a lot of people got him. So I want you guys to know Paolo Banchero is really, really good in my team. At my number 37, Ricky Davis. And again, when I put this list together, I'm not going to be perfect. You know what? It takes me a long time to get this list together. And then I'm not perfect with it. So again, that's why I try to acknowledge when I go over a guy like Paolo. You know what? Yes, Amari probably should have been higher. But still really do like Paolo. Ricky Davis from Iowa. I got slandered when he was low on my Dark Matter tier list. I got absolutely cooked. People like, Ty, you don't know what you're talking about with Ricky Davis. You're right. You're right. You want to know why you're right? Because he's hidden behind a gambling paywall. I've played against him a couple of times, but I mean, my question back to you would be like, how am I supposed to know? You know what? Whenever I've played against him, he stinks. And I mean, honestly, if I played the guys that were probably commenting that Ricky Davis cooks, they'd probably stink with him too. So I don't know. I think the card has potential. I just don't know if I love this release as much as I did last year. I think this release for its time last year was so good. And I don't want to hate on Ricky Davis anymore because, you know what, I'm going to get slandered in the comments. So, Ricky Davis, really good. Coming in at my number 37. At my number 36, Mr. Jonathan Isaac, 6'10", 7'2", a wingspan here. Perfect 3-and-D guy in my team. It's one of those things at the small forward position, you got a lot of guys that are 3-and-D type guys, and that's all you need. Because realistically, if you have SJ and you have, Glenn, realistically, you do not need a small forward to make a lot of plays. With Jonathan Isaac, he's perfect. Jonathan Isaac on very quick. Has the tray leaner. I obviously think with a Kobe dribble style, but a perfect small forward to have for your squad in my team. At my number 35, Andre Iguodala. And I want to spend some time talking about this guy. Because, I mean, he is available at level 37 if you do have the Pro Pass. And if you have Andre Iguodala, oh my gosh, he's elite. He's elite. Pro 2 leaner. Iggy base, not great, but he has a Pro 2 leaner. Defensively, off the charts good. I love this card. I love this card. Maybe I'm biased for Iggy, I don't know. But I love this card. Whenever I use him, he defends at such an elite level. Even when I got Chris Middleton, I was like, you know what? Middleton's going to play over him. No. Iggy plays over Middleton still to this day. At my number 34, Galaxy Opal Sean Marion. This is a skill gap card, okay? I gotta say that. This is a skill gap card. So if you are not good at the game, and can't time weird releases, you're not going to like Sean Marion because his release is so weird. It's kind of tough to green. His free throw is the same way, weird and tough to green. But if you get the hang of Sean Marion, upgrade the defense, max him out a little bit. Tell me what you want more. Quick release, tough to contest, plays a lot of defense. Sean Marion in my team is really solid. At my number 33, Galaxy Opal David Robinson, 91 3-ball, 93 speed, solid interior perimeter. Told you guys before, I'll always have respect for David Robinson cards in my team. Long, lengthy, knocks down shots, plays good defense. That's all I need you to do on the court. I don't need everybody on my court to have the Pro 2 leaner. I don't need everybody to do everything crazy. As long as you play good defense, knock down shots, David Robinson, you got my respect. At my number 32, Dark Matter of Mecha Okafor. This card is good, man. This card's good. I don't have him, but if I had this card, he 100% would play for me. He is so good. MPJ on very quick, normal leaner, MJ dribble style. Perfect defensively. Mecha Okafor, you got my respect to my team. I know you are a little undersized, but with that release, with your defense, you absolutely got my respect. At my number 31, we're plugging in Jimmy Butler. How's Cancun, Jimmy? Hopefully you're having a good time there. 94 3-ball, 97 speed, solid interior perimeter. Good driving dunk there as well. Jimmy Butler based on a very quick MJ dribble style. Obviously with the D-book leaner. So, this card in my team, really solid. Plays a lot of defense. Does a lot of really good things on the court. At my number 30, Galaxy Opal Cade Cunningham, 97 3-ball, 92 speed, is solid interior perimeter, decent driving dunk as well. Just no real bad things to say about Cade. Cade isn't a primary ball handler, but as a secondary ball handler, he's great because he's got a great release and he's got good height. That's why people really do run Cade Cunningham. The problem, doesn't have a leaner. That's the problem with Cade Cunningham. At my number 29, Amen Thompson. 84 3-ball, 99 speed, 92 interior, 96 perimeter. I love Amen Thompson. I love this card. When I did a gameplay of Amen Thompson, I said he might be one of the better point guards in the entire game. I still hold true to one of the better point guards in the entire game. I think what holds me back a little is his release is kind of weird. Just is a little weird. I don't mind it, but especially on the Pro 2 leaner, that with the low 3-ball, I don't green it a ton. Gotta apply a ton of badges to him as well. But I do really like Amen Thompson in my team. At my number 28, Dark Matter Adam Morrison. I get it. Adam Morrison's dribble sticks aren't maybe as good as they once were. I get it. You guys maybe wanted him to be a little bit better. I still think Adam Morrison's fantastic. Part of the reason I'm saying all this is because I didn't like the trade leaner anyways. I stunk with the trade leaner as it was. So the fact that he doesn't have that anymore, I personally am okay with. Perfect defensively, offensively good. The Jerry West upper on his release is definitely troll, but it is still okay. Can green a lot of shots with Dark Matter Adam Morrison. At my number 27, Galaxy Opal Giannis Antetokounmpo. Still to this day, plays for me in my team. And that's crazy to me. Like, he came out, 3 months ago, and he still plays for me. Giannis based on quick, normal, leaner, pro dribble style. Nothing is flashy, but Giannis is going to be Giannis in my team. And that's something I like. Just do it. Do what you do, Giannis. Play defense. Knock down open shots. I will respect your game. At my number 26, we're plugging in dark matter Jayson Tatum. 97 3-ball, 96 speed, perfect defensively. JT based on very quick, pro 2 leaner. Nothing bad to say. To me, one of the reasons I like Jayson Tatum, 6'8" at the 2, I think is pretty special. At my number 25, we're plugging in the better All-Star LeBron James, 94 3-ball, 98 speed, really solid defensively. Now, as times went on, Bron's got less and less valuable for me. To me, he's still a perfect 3-and-D guy. I think his release is so easy to time, easy to green. So does that Bron leaner. I just think with the leaner anyways, but I like Bron. Whatever. He's going to do what he does in my team. At my number 24, we're plugging in Galaxy Opal Hakeem Olajuwon. Best part about Hakeem, pro 2 leaner. Release-wise is okay. The upper on it definitely is weird. Defensively, off the charts good. Decently quick release, pro 2 leaner. There's a lot to like about Hakeem, and if you got him at your center position or power forward position, you are doing A-okay. At my number 23, we're plugging in Galaxy Opal Tyler Hansbrough, 6'9", 6'11" wingspan, hot spots from everywhere on the court. 92 at 3-ball, 95 speed, great interior perimeter. Obviously, lateral quickness is just fine as well. Why is Tyler Hansbrough good though? It's because he has the JT Thor base on very quick. That's why he's good. That's the reason he is good. Obviously, MJ leaner is what it is. MJ dribble style as well. But his release, so good. You look at the guys with the JT Thor base, it's him, and that's basically it. Next up, guys, at my number 22, we've got Dark Matter Larry Bird. Whenever I play against Larry Bird, I struggle. Genuinely, I struggle against Larry Bird. Defensively, off the charts good. Offensively, does enough to at least, hold it down, right? His offense isn't perfect. I don't necessarily love his release, but he does enough to at least hold it down. I can't slander Larry Bird. He plays such great defense. Whenever I've played against Larry Bird, I'm going to be honest. He has my Glenn Rice in an absolute box. Coming in at my number 21, the Big O, Oscar Robertson. When this card came out, I told you guys he's good. He is so good. Oscar based on very quick, great. Kyrie dribble style, great. Pro 2 leaner, I think obviously is great. There's nothing bad for me to say about the Big O in my team. If you're running this card, you got one of the better point guards in the entire game. Cracking our top 20, we're plugging in Clyde Drexler. Here's the deal with Clyde. I've had a long couple of weeks with Clyde. It's been a roller coaster. I've been good with Clyde, I've been bad with Clyde. I've been good with Clyde, I've been bad with Clyde. Right now, I like Clyde. He was in my lineup last night, and I made it to the PL final split, obviously, so I like Clyde right now. But I don't know how long that's going to last. It really is a roller coaster with Clyde Drexler. Sometimes I like him, sometimes I don't like him. To me right now, I think 20 is the perfect spot. Does have the Pro 2 leaner, Clyde based on very quick. I think there's more pros than cons when it comes to Clyde. I just got to find a way to become consistent with the card. At my number 19, we're plugging in Dark Matter Kwame Brown. If you got Kwame Brown, he is elite at that power forward position. I got lucky enough to get him on my No Money Spent squad series, and man, card's elite. It all starts with the great release. Kobe based on very quick, Tim Duncan upper, Kyrie dribble style. Wish his leaner was a little bit better. I don't love the normal leaner, but Kwame Brown, absolutely elite in my team. A lot of people are going to disagree with me on this one. I don't really care. Coming in at my number 18, Dark Matter Devin Booker. Here's why for Devin Booker. 6'5", offensively speaking, one of the better cards in the entire game. Release-wise, D-Book on very quick. Leaner-wise, great. You got to realize, the average person is going to have more success with Devin Booker than my best point guard, or my second best point guard in the game. That's my truth. Again, 6'5", defensively going to be okay. I like D-Book in my team. If I had this card, he would play over Clyde for me. He absolutely would. At my number 17, Galaxy Opal Ron Artest. It is crazy to me how good Ron Artest is in my team. It's crazy to me. And I don't even want to put this card up here because I don't have it. But this card is so stinking good. He's so good. And if you know, you know. He is so good in my team. Markelle Fultz based on very quick. Pro 2 leaner. MJ dribble style. He is so elite in my team. And if you've got Ron Artest, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This card plays at the highest of levels. Coming in at my number 16, collector level Nate Thurman. Just gonna briefly talk about him. The card is absolutely elite. If you got him, obviously use him. If you don't got him, don't worry about it because he's not worth your time. 6'11", 7'2" wingspan. Again, the card is so good, especially on that defensive end of the court. At my number 15, Dark Matter Luol Deng, 95 3-ball, 94 speed. I think he's one of the best small forwards in my team. Like I've talked about what I'm expecting out of a lot of these small forwards. I think Luol is one of the better ones that I've talked about here. Let's talk about it. Release-wise, Dono on very quick is fine. Trey leaner, MJ dribble style. But I think he's the best on-ball defender at that small forward position that I've talked about so far. I genuinely do. I think his wide player build has a lot to do with it. But I do love Lou in my team. Coming in at my number 15. At my number 14, Dark Matter Scottie Pippen. I feel like I do not see a lot of people running this card. And maybe it's because a lot of people didn't get him out of that Vortex set. Maybe that's the reason. But Scotty based on very quick, Pro 2 leaner, MJ dribble style. He's 6'8", can play lanes, can play the shooting guard or small forward position. Scottie Pippen, absolutely elite. At my number 13, Dark Matter Bol. I personally have this card, and he's another card. I'm here with Bol. I'm here with Bol. I'm here. I'm all over the place with Bol. I don't know where to go with the card, but genuinely, I think he is good in my team. Great, I don't know about, but I do think the card is really good in my team. At my number 12, we're plugging in Dark Matter Mark Eaton. This is what worries me with Mark Eaton is the 3-ball. If you can consistently green with Mark Eaton, I love the card. If you can't consistently green with Mark Eaton, there's an issue. Defensively, though, so good for Mark Eaton. And that's why I think it's tough for me not to have him higher, but again, that 69 3-ball absolutely does scare me in my team. At my number 11, Dark Matter Paul George. The things I would do to get this card outside of spend money. I would do a lot for this Dark Matter Paul George card, but I'm not spending money for him. So I don't know what that means for 2K, but that's my truth. I'm not spending money for a Paul George, but this card is really good. If you got Paul George, he will play for quite some time, even if you have to move him to that small forward position. At my number 10, cracking our top 10, Dark Matter Ralph Sampson. Wreck It Ralph, 83 speed, really solid defense. I like him slightly, very slightly, over a guy like Mark Eaton, just because I think you can green more consistently with Ralph Sampson. Both cards 7'4". Both cards going to play lanes extremely well. Just think you're going to green more shots with Wreck-It Ralph. At my number 9, Dark Matter Kawhi Leonard. I'm so glad 2K blessed me with Kawhi Leonard because I love this card. Defensively, perfect. Offensively, I green a ton of shots with him. So, again, I absolutely love this card. I'm so glad 2K blessed me with him. Pro 2 leaner, Kawhi based on very quick, so easy time, easy green. And defensively, off the charts good. Sad though, Julius Erving is better than him. As much as I like Kawhi, as much as I want to hype up Kawhi, Dr. J is better than Kawhi Leonard. He just is. I mean, Dr. J is so good on the court. 94 3-ball, 98 speed, solid interior perimeter, good standing deck, driving in, good speed ball handle. The only thing about it for Dr. J is, can you green with that release? If you can't, that's your fault. You got to speed up your timing a little bit, but his release, so easy to time, easy green. Anything with the Rudy upper, you should not have issues greening shots. At my number 7, big salary cap reward, Dikembe Mutombo. Mount Mutombo is the guy that helps you compete with all of the giants in my team right now. If you do not spend money on the game, Dikembe Mutombo is your man. If you got him, awesome. I got him on my account. He has been so important for what I do. At my number 6, Dark Matter Ben Simmons. Look, he's a skill gap card. He really is, because if you're a bad casual, or if you're a casual at this game, you're not going to have that much success with Ben, because you're not going to know how to use him. Kind of got to use him as, again, not even that secondary ball handler. You got to use him as basically a small forward, kind of, is what you have to do. And just use him as a lock, play lane, stuff like that. Ben defensively, off the charts good. Offensively, not good at all. At my number 5, we're plugging in Dark Matter, Kristaps Porzingis. Offensively speaking, one of the best guards in the game. I mean, genuinely, if I had Kristaps, I would be so much better, because I use my bigs a lot on that offensive end of the court, and KP is the perfect guy to have to do that type of, or those types of things. At my number 4 and 3, both SGA. So at my number 4, we've got the regular free SGA. At my number 3, we've got the Pro Pass SGA. Again, I know there's a difference in the cards, guys. I get it. The Kyrie dribble style, the release on quick. I get that there's a very, 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 very slight difference in the card. I get it. I understand that. I know that. To me, I don't really care. I don't really care. Both SGAs, to me, are top 5 cards in the entire game. If you did buy the Pro Pass, awesome. If you didn't, okay. Like, to me, both cards are so good in my team. At my number 2, we're plugging in Dark Matter Victor Wembanyama's 94 3-ball and 89 speed. Great defense. Compare him to Ralph, compare him to Mark Eaton. It's not close. Victor Wembanyama is by far the best big we have in my team. And it's a shame I don't have him on my account because he is so good in my team. But hey, guess what? I don't need Wemby. I can go out there and compete with some of my other cards. Coming in at my number 1, we're plugging in Dark Matter Glenn Rice and 6'8", 6'9" wingspan, hot spots from everywhere. Patty on very quick, Pro 2 leaner, Kyrie dribble style, and defensively off the charts good. If there was ever a question on who the best player in the game is, there shouldn't be. It's by far Glenn Rice. Got a lot of questions. Yo, Ty, should I grind for Glenn Rice? I don't know. Should you grind for the best player in the game? You tell me. Depends how far you are. Obviously, at this stage, it's getting to be a little too late to go get Dark Matter Glenn Rice. That's going to wrap it up for our top 100 list today, guys. Let me know your thoughts on it down below in the comments. Drop a like on it. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.